As luck would have it, my wife hit this with the car on vacation. There's a pickle. Oh, it's a cucumber, but it sure looks like a pickle. This video today is probably the most expensive video I've put together to date. From semi-truck wrecks to losing concrete that had to be tore out, to now I have to increase the height of my dam to make this thing hold water. So stay tuned, we'll show you everything that's involved, and you guys tell me how much money you think this cost at the end of the video. All right, I just loaned my Bobcat to a buddy of mine. I took the liberty, since I've always left it here on the site, that I had it all loaded up. You can see I power washed this thing. I even cleaned the inside, got it full of gas. And since I was at his home and he was nice enough, he loaned me a shredder. So I'm gonna start shredding some sticks and stuff we have around here because I need some mulch, because we're gonna be planting all these little trees that we picked up. I've got about 60 trees that we went and they've been marked all around the property that we have to get planted, and a lot of stuff's got to get cleaned up because we have rain coming tonight. Got my yard all graded, and as luck would have it, we had a downpour, and so all my topsoil has run across the driveway. And so since then I went and got these little things called swaddles. They're round tubes that have straw and bale hay and stuff in them that help stop the flow of water. And I got them on a little too late, so I'm ready for tonight's rain. But let me show you what this thing looks like. So you can see this brown dirt was black, and since then it washed all the way down the hill. I was able to get this one in early. I actually got in a little too late, but it's got in, and you can see how all the mud catches. So now I've added a second one for tonight's rain to stop this. So we're waiting for the landscaping to go in that will hold this in place, but you can see all this dirt has gone across the driveway, and we're gonna try to get that cleaned up today, and hopefully we won't have another mudslide coming down here with tonight's rain. So talking to the pond guy, what we've come to find out, I'm standing on the road that connects this house with the other end of the property where there's a future another house to be built. I'm waiting for the interest rates to come down and stocks to go up, but that's also where the barn is going to be at that end. So these guys are taking down all this dirt over there at that pad site, because when we met with the pond guy, he wanted this road and the dam to be at the same height. So that was another 4 feet. And Chad the dirt guy and Dale, they've been out here working, filling this all in. I'd like to do a calculation to find out how many dump truck loads have gone into building that dam. So what they're doing now is, see, it looks like a shelf. I got to talk to Dale, because what we actually need is that shelf is going to be about 5 foot down from the top of the water. That's where they tuck the liner in, put in some rocks, and they also, that's where they put in the filtration system, and then it goes back up. So I'm gonna visit with Dale and Chad to see what we can do to hold that upper bank in. Otherwise, they're gonna have to come in and cut that 5 foot down shelf all the way around, and that's what holds the pond liner in place, filters. I'm kind of repeating myself, but check this out. I got water in there. That's been over a week or so. So my pond holds water, which is what I really don't want right now, because I'm putting in a liner. That means I have to pump it out, it all cleaned up, and then continue to build this thing. So as luck would have it, I get water and Flair doesn't. I'd love to be able to drive that huge dump truck. I thought that would be a lot of fun, but I come to learn that you can't put headphones in and listen to music, because you gotta wait for Dale and the cat to honk his horn, know when to stop. I just could keep driving around in circles. You hear Dale honking? He's clear down in the ditch and still knows where he needs to tell this guy when to stop with this dump truck. So he'll dump all this, and then Dale comes up after smoothing off the hill and just keep pushing this down to get the grade back up to this road height. It's been going on for a while. All right, I want to show you guys my prized possession, this elk head that we're going to mount. I wish that I could say that I hunted this thing, but as luck would have it, my wife hit this with the car on vacation. So we thought it'd be good to bring it home and hang it in the house. So there's some interesting ways to hang this thing. This little bracket, this little thing right here is what mounts to the wall, and this little piece is what goes in the back of his head. It wasn't really hooking up real well, so we came up with a couple of ideas, and I'm gonna have Jeremy today help me. I had my metal guy make this round bracket. Let me show you if I can help make some sense out of this to add to some safety, because last thing I want is this thing sitting over my head, someone shuts the front door, and one of these things comes down and impales me. This piece goes in here, so that kind of holds it in place, but these screws, there's not much for it to bite on right there. So we thought we would add this plate to it, screw this thing in, and then now there's more gripping action where this could fit. So I got to bolt this into the top of its skull, the back of its head, hold that in place, and I think that would give us peace of mind, and it will hopefully stay on the wall. So we're going to be doing that here in a few minutes. All right, right here is my vault door. It's been custom built by Smith Security Safes. I've given them the measurements, so it's designed and built specific to my home. And eventually we're going to get a group of guys, because this thing weighs 1,100 pounds, to get this thing unpackaged and installed so I can have my gun safe all ready to go, and get all my guns are still at my old house, so I haven't moved them out of my old house yet. And I'm excited to see how this looks, so I'll definitely keep you guys posted as we make progress on this event. So let me show you the challenge that we have. We have this small door, so we're going to have to take in this vault on its side, roll it in here, and once we get it in, we're going to have to tip it up. We have enough ceiling height, I believe, to get this thing tipped up, and then eventually it's going to be fit right into this hole. And I have it, if I remember right, I believe it swings, I think it swings in. I can't remember which way the thing swings, but either way, we're underneath. This is all concrete room. It's all done. Take a little sneak peek in here. Haven't started the racking yet for the guns, but I have this all done. I'm waiting for the glass. This is where the pistols and knives will go. I have another safe just like this at my last house, so I'll be able to put passports and all the family stuff in there. So I'm excited to get this thing arranged. If you guys got some ideas for me on what type of racking I should use. Last one we did, I had my trim guy make specific brackets for each gun, so every gun had its place on its wall. Here's some memorabilia that I think is fascinating. I was going to hang some kind of old things in this room, but so this fits perfectly. This is a bunch of Navy guys, World War I. Believe it or not, my wife's uncle is in this picture somewhere. I have no idea where, but I thought that was pretty cool. Usually everybody talks about World War II, World War I right here. All right, see my beautiful driveway? This is round number 2. Efron, when they poured it, that got too hot, it was too windy, and it was too dry. And as soon as they poured it, the whole thing just started cracking right away, so they stopped, didn't even saw cut it. So I used the driveway to move in, and then once I got moved in, then we had to tear the whole thing out, and then it rained. So we're constantly fighting rain. I'm trying to get grass because my dogs have no idea where to go except for in the mud. So finally got the driveway all done. We're starting the landscape. Sprinklers should be going in. I hope to get sod here real soon. All right, guys, I'm gonna give you a short version of how solar power works. So bear with me. Some of you guys have solar power. This is the way we set it up at my house. So I was not able to put all the solar panels on my roof because one, I didn't think it would look that great, and two, I wanted a whole bunch of panels. So I have them away from the house, have their own little solar field, if you will. So all that comes and runs to this inverter. And this inverter is what takes that solar power and then transfers it, makes it into with the AC, DC. So if I'm not saying this right, I'm sure you guys will tell me, but I wanted to give you the high level. So once that solar power comes in, you'll see there's a little screen on here that talks about how much solar power is coming in. And right now we have so much solar power coming in that I'm actually sending power back to my power company, which they will store it, also will pay me for it. So at night in the event I don't have this battery backup is what we're doing here. I'll get to that in a second. But as the power goes out to the power company at night, I'm able to get that back because I've already given it to them basically for free. And if I don't use the power, they then will owe me some money. So here's how the batteries work. These are the lithium batteries, and I went with 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, this thing is good looking. And right now it shows 100%. It's all charged up, constantly being charged. So in the event, these is like a backup generator. If the power goes completely out and the power company cuts me off from the grid and I have no power, what the power company is concerned about is that when they shut the power off, they don't want me sending power back to the grid because somebody's out there working on the power pole could get electrocuted. So they cut that power. Now I'm relying on batteries. I'm self-contained. Solar system is still continuing to charge, and I get power off my house during the day, but at night when there is no sun, I'm relying on these batteries. If it's a cold, not so much cold, but a very cloudy day and my solar panels are not able to keep up when the power is shut off, let's say a big storm, I can now go over here and I've hooked up to my house an outside connection that I can plug in a generator that will charge these batteries and then will run my house. Now I don't run the entire house. I have this little sub panel right here and I've labeled, and I can pick and choose, but right now I figured I have 2 furnaces, so I'm gonna have 1 furnace running all the time, AC and heat. I can also geothermal. I have to run my well. I don't have city water, so my water is all electric, so I have to rely on getting water. I want to be able to run my refrigeration, my kitchen, some living room. So I want the majority of the house, refrigerator, freezers, so if the power goes out, I'm not losing my food because of refrigeration. All that's taken care of. Because I know this is a little confusing on how the kilowatt hours and things work, so hopefully I can simplify it. So my house runs on about 13 kilowatt hours per day. This thing holds up to a little over 19 kilowatt hours. So that tells me when I have a full battery charge and my power goes completely out and I don't have any sunlight, I can run a little about a day and a half off just these batteries. So if it goes longer than that, that's why I have a generator that I can plug in, charge just these batteries, and also use the solar panels to do the same thing. So this is what we call like a backup system in case the whole power goes out. It's not really running the house right now. You can hook it up that way, but we've set it up so this is just a backup system. So I have peace of mind in the event the power goes out. I will always have power at nighttime when it's dark because you don't get solar, right? The sun is gone, batteries kick in. So hopefully that made sense. Garage Revolutions have come in and epoxied my garage floor. I had it on my last house. I absolutely loved it. I've been there almost 8 years and it's perfect. And I said, next time I move, I am doing it again. And every time I meet with homeowners, this is something I try to have them talk themselves into because once it's done, you will absolutely love it. Grease wipes up, the mud comes right up, it's nice, it looks clean all the time, and I have this wonderful shop now in my new house. Thanks to Garage Revolutions, I think this thing looks fantastic. All right, so I thought we'd take these things down to the greenhouse so we have something to hang out in come wintertime. Plus, it gives us a lot of room in the garage. We're short on space, so we're gonna put these to some good use. I'd like to sit here and let somebody drive me down the bottom of the hill. Max, anybody? Vamonos. Actually, this would be a pretty comfortable hay rack ride. Well, we're giving you guys a tour. Here's the solar panels for the chicken coop. There's the chicken coop back in there. We're on our way to the greenhouse. Max just ran over a monster dirt clod. And coming up on your right will be the beehives. As my grandkids would say, let's do that again. One more time, Max, take it around the block. I gotta make us offload. Here's this cucumber plants. Let me see if I can find, oh, look it, there's a pickle. All right, it's a cucumber, but it sure looks like a pickle. There's another one. Another pickle. Oh, look at that. Man, these things just like grow overnight, don't they? So you got them hanging from the ceiling. They just keep growing up, Max. Is that right? Stuff's starting to grow down here. Look at that. I have no idea when it's ready to be picked, but that'll be something fun to do. We have a lot of room for improvement. Over there, I think he's growing garlic. You have all kinds of peppers, cucumbers. Let us know what else you guys think we should grow inside this greenhouse. We got a lot of room, but here's where our chairs are gonna go. This will be our hangout area come winter time. I'll let him get the rest. Whew. I'm gonna go right over. What do you guys think? Kind of a nice place to hang out come winter time when it's snowing and cold. Okay, now we need a barbecue grill. Can we grill inside here? Is that legal? Can we barbecue? No, we can't barbecue in here?
We probably could.
All right, well, I'm gonna barbecue in here. I had a little excitement right out front of my house. The dump truck driver did not know the speed limit and how windy these roads were. So this tow truck is gonna pull this huge dump truck out of the ditch. I'll show you. All that dirt on the driveway is driving me crazy. We got more rain coming tonight. This is not a grade bucket, but these teeth could be problematic, but I'm gonna be real careful and just see if I can get some of it scraped up. So don't give me a bad time because I have the wrong bucket, but I want to try clean it up. So fingers crossed I don't do any damage. Well, I got it, the big chunks off. I might have got a little too close right in here. I can't tell. But I'll blame that on my wife because she tends to peel out of the driveway. So anyway, this got a little bit cleaned up. I'll get my shovel out and do the rest before I do any more damage.